Whoa! Welcome, Young-hee. We are entering the final stage.
Where am I, Professor Neil? I disappeared from the screen.
You're in the Matrix.
Oh, look at him. He's back.
Yes, for English 2, Unit 12, Part 2, our final unit. And you're back too, Young-hee, with me, Professor Neil, for our last part.
With him, I'm okay. He's serving orange juice and croissant. I'm loving it.
Well, actually, that
coffee, I don't drink coffee.
that's me in my robot outfit. Actually, that's really me.
He's looking forward to studying Speaking 1.
Yes, so let's, without further ado, go and do our Speaking 1 and final parts to Unit 12, Part 2. Here is Speaking 1. So everyday life, we are now talking about the things you have been doing, the things you are doing, and so forth. And with that, we are bringing robots into everyday life. We're looking at how robots will play a role in your future life, even if they have not played a role in your past life. So we're trying here to give you an idea of what your future is going to look like with robots.
Wow, it's not just space traveling. We will living in space life.
Yeah, we're living in a sci-fi movie. And let's talk about some of that in Speaking 1. Lately is talking about things maybe you did in the last week or the last month, but similar to recently.
Or these days.
Or these days, yes. So it's an adverb that asks you to talk about things you've done within maybe the past week or the past few days or the past few months. So you might ask the question, what have you been doing lately? So let's go through the 3 examples here with you, Rose, and Jeff. Let's start with you, Young-hee. Can I ask you the first question?
Yes, Professor Neil.
Okay. What have you been doing lately?
I have been recording.
Okay, recording.
My piano music.
Lately. Okay, that's very nice. So that's a good example. Now let's look at the examples in the book. Okay, in our material. So let's do the first one with you. So what have you been doing lately?
I have been working part-time lately.
Very good. So lately is optional in the answer because it was asked in the question. So we are using the present perfect progressive here. So you've got the have been plus the main verb plus ing plus the reason for your work. The object of your work. So Young-hee, have you been working part-time lately?
Yes, I'm doing my TA work, teaching assistant for professor's work part-time. It's not my full-time work.
How do you get paid?
I get paid for 4 hours a day.
Okay, well, we've gone way past that. So we better be finishing this unit quickly, otherwise I'm going to be having to pay Young-hee a lot of fish.
Yes, overtime fish.
Overtime fish. So what has Rose been doing lately?
She's been singing in a band lately.
Oh, very nice, interesting, because you said she's been singing. So yes, you can contract it to like she has to she's been singing in a band. And as we said, lately is optional, and you're not likely to say it in the answer because it was said in the question.
I love the movie Rose, the story about Janis Joplin, the singer.
Okay, who was the actress in that?
Bette Midler.
Oh, wow, one of the best actresses ever.
The song called Rose, there's some say love, weeping, something like that. Sorry.
No, it's alright. I've no idea what you're
Because it's
singing.
Rose is singing in a band. So her nickname was Rose.
Okay, very good, very interesting. Alright. So lastly, we've got, what has Jeff been doing lately?
He has been studying for exams.
Lately.
Lately.
Okay. But yes, he has been studying for exams, but as we said, lately is optional. So Young-hee, have you been studying for anything recently?
I have been studying for my linear algebra test.
Well, that's a tough one. Well, good luck with your linear algebra test.
Next week.
Okay, well, good luck. So that's our speaking one. Let's go back to our main list of the 6 options here. So you have what have you been doing lately? I have been verb, and we've marked the verbs in red, plus ing, plus what the object of that verb is the result. So I have been working part-time. I have been singing in a band. I have been studying for exams. I have been helping my father. I have been looking for a new apartment. I have been exercising at the gym. All lately. So the task here is to, as usual, ask your partner. So if you haven't got a partner, find a partner and ask them the questions. For now, as usual, if you've done your workout at the gym,
we get to have lots of fish.
Moving on! Yes.
Moving on to have a fish.
Okay, well, let's go and explore some faraway planets in Speaking to, where the robots come from.
That will look like a space rocket.
Yeah, so the question is, what is Yonghee doing in that futuristic world? Well, maybe Yonghee leads a double life across 2 galaxies. Quite interesting thought. All right, so we mentioned recently and lately. They both have similar meanings, and they produce similar questions, similar answers. So here we have speaking to recent activities. Check how often you have recently been doing activities in the chance. So we have not at all, which means you have not been doing
Zero.
Once in a while means sometimes, and all the time means, well,
always.
Always.
Every day.
Yes. So question is, how often have you been? Verb plus ing. So we have our verbs. Listening. Do we have more? Oh, and listening to music. So, for example, Yonghee, I might ask you, how often have you been listening to music? And then you might answer with the sentence.
Have you been listening to music? Okay, let me try again. I have been listening to music all the time.
All the time. That means frequently, often, and every day. What music have you been listening to, Yonghee?
I've been listening to flamenco practice music.
Okay. What artist have you been listening to?
I forgot the artist's name, but the song I know, La Comparsita and Farruca.
You advertise flamenco a lot. I hope your teachers are paying you money. Okay.
Well, I love my flamenco dance and music and my piano music.
Okay, it'd be good to see a cat doing flamenco. So yes, as Yonghee, you have the choice of different frequency adverbs,
adjunct
expressions to answer the question how often. Yonghee, how often? Oh, you done that one?
Yes.
Yes. All right. How often have you been playing phone games? Oh, okay. You asked me the question. Why didn't it fit that? Okay, that's better. But Yonghee, you asked me the question because obviously this is not a question you want to answer.
How often have you been playing phone games?
I have been playing phone games once in a while. That might be a lie, but okay.
I have been playing phone games not at all.
Yes, never.
Never.
All right.
Move on. Next
Yes,
question.
moving on. Let's go to the next one for practice. How often have you been watching TV shows?
I have been watching TV shows all the time.
Not at all. Okay, but they're optional. These questions will depend. So yes, when you get to partner practice, so it's how often have you been, verb plus ing, and I have been, verb ing, and then you at the end of that you add the time expression. Okay, so ask your partner these questions. Ask your partner and take note of what your partner says, and then share this information with the class. For now, we are
Moving on, dung 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 dung. Moving on, dung 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 dung.
Yes, that's an interesting tune.
Flamenco tune.
Okay, let's go back to Yonghee's work. Oh, look at that.
Wow, Divergent. It reminds me of the movie Divergent.
Yes, it's pretty sci-fi. Speaking 3, follow-ups. Think of a follow-up questions for some of the activities your partner has been doing. So in this one, we are not doing much more apart from just reading through them and demonstrating each one. So Yonghee, what kind of music have you been listening to?
I love listening to Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, okay. What Steve and
what about you?
I've been listening to a song called Banshee by Natalie Emby.
Is she a new musician?
She is a new musician. Let me just check that. Yeah, Natalie Hemby with the song Banshee. I really enjoy it. I heard it on a podcast. I looked it up and I was quite impressed. So, Natalie Hemby with her album Pins and Needles. I'm not being paid for this. I quite like her song Banshee. Banshee. Yes, I'm promoting that. Okay, so Yonghee, what phone games have you been playing?
I am not into any phone game. Have you tried any phone game?
Yes, I like to play party games.
Party games?
Have you tried it?
No.
Party games has some fun games where you can have 4 players on one device.
Oh, so I think Professor Neil, you should play this game with our students back to class.
Yes, I think they would enjoy it. Okay, next one. Where have you been playing sports?
I usually go to my flamenco studio near Gwanganli Beach. How about you, Professor Neil? Do you play any sports?
Not anymore. How
about you hiking?
Hiking is not really a sport. So I don't play any sports these days. That's quite sad. I guess I play chess.
Swimming?
But you don't play swimming, you do swimming. Okay, yes, rather sad. I've got to change that. I got to start playing sports again. How long have you been doing homework?
I've been doing homework since I was 2 years old.
Yeah, I believe that.
How about you?
Yes, homework never seems to end. Never seems to end. I seem to always be doing homework. Okay, let's move on. That was a rather depressing question to finish on. Unless you like homework. I mean, who likes homework? Oh, yes. Sorry, going back a little bit. Ask your partner these questions. And run through these exercises and do a little role play. Enjoy doing them. Though I recommend changing homework to something
interesting.
Yes, like, how long have you been doing flamenco?
Since I've been doing flamenco for a long time.
Okay, see, that's more interesting. So if you have to, change the topics to subjects that interest you. But now we're moving on.
Moving on. Dung, 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 dung. Moving on.
To a bit of self-practice. Oh, Yonghee, your tune
unidentified
is
opposite.
Quite ominous. Good for a bit of ominous tunes.
Unidentified opposite. UFO.
They've arrived. Self-practice. How long? Well, it's self-practice. So Yonghee, do you want to help out with some answers?
That'd be okay.
Okay, some answers. So number 1, you have to do the question.
Some answers, not all answers.
Yeah, I think we're going to do 5 answers or 4 answers. So number 1, what is the question?
How long has Jim been studying Spanish?
Okay, good. Number 2.
What your friends have been cooking?
Yeah. Number 3.
where John has been traveling.
And number 4.
How long has Alice been volunteering at an orphanage?
Oh, very good, very good. Self-practice. Yonghi's quite happy about that. She was like, I didn't like the homework. All right, well, that's going to be in the homework, I guess. Poor students, but...
My part-time TA work ends this year,
Yes.
Professor Nia.
Oh, well, we're going to go after... Oh, yes, well, we're going to be... I'm going to have to recruit you for next year. All right, because your work is excellent, Yonghi.
Next year, I will do full-time work as
okay.
a researcher.
Ooh, sounds interesting. All right, self-practice. Let's do a couple more, some answers. So, number 1.
She has had long hair since she was 16.
Number 2.
We have been happy since we bought our new house.
Oh, very nice.
They have been waiting for 30 minutes. I have been working at the restaurant since August. Amy has been away from home for a week.
Yonghi was quite enjoying that one because you only have to give one short answer. All right, very nice. The rest come in self-practice. Thank you, Yonghi. Excellent answers, very nicely delivered. It's amazing how this video just gives you the answers. Okay, well done. So we're moving on to listening. Oh, UFO is there hanging.
I see now why that UFO is moving around. Probably my friend MP Squire is in it.
MP Squire is in the house, I think. He might be making a last-minute appearance. Or coming back for Fast Track 3, I think. All right, listening, product launch. Listen to Thelma and Louise? No. Explain what the members of her team have been doing for a product launch. Then write the letter for each name in the correct blank space. So we have Thelma, Mary, Ellen, Stephen, Kyle, and Roy. And you're going to listen to the dialogue. And then we will give you the answers. So let's listen to the dialogue. Hi, Thelma. How have things been going with the product launch?
Everything is going great, boss. We are almost ready.
Who is organizing the press release?
Roy has been talking to the press. The launch will feature in 3 newspapers.
That's good. What about pricing? Have you done enough research?
Yes, of course. Mary has been analyzing her feedback on pricing. We are confident about the target.
Who else do you have on your team?
Stephen has been working with the engineers on product development since we started the project, and Kyle has been writing the product manual with the designers.
Have you also been preparing for product distribution?
Yes, we have arranged trucks for shipping. They will deliver the products in the morning. Also, Ellen has been setting up a system for quick resupplying.
I'm glad you've been leading the team. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
I don't think so. We've been working hard and we are excited for the lunch.
As promised, we are now going to give you the answers. So let's start with number 1. Who has been organizing the press release?
It was Roy has been organizing the press release, so F.
Roy. Who has been determining the target price?
Mary has been determining the target price.
Who has been working on product development?
Stephen has been working on product development.
Who has been writing a product manual?
Kyle has been writing a product manual.
Who has been setting up a resupply system?
That was Ellen has been setting up a resupply system.
And lastly, who has been leading the team?
Thelma.
Thelma, and not Louise. Okay, that's rather surprising. Excellent!
Where's Louise?
Well, she's going to meet Louise later and they're going to drive across the country and probably meet Brad Pitt. Oh, I'm talking about a movie. Yes, Thelma and Louise.
I just wonder where Louise come from.
Famous movie, Thelma and Louise.
Okay.
Alright, moving on from
Moving on.
Oh,
Ooh, it's a reading robot.
the robots are taking over. They are learning. They are studying. They are going to take over the world.
Ooh, deep learning.
So for now, enjoy things before the robots take over. So read Nancy Gilmore's efforts at making a great adventure more sustainable. Then answer the questions with full sentences. That's a long reading.
Can I try, Professor Neil? Because it's my last TA work.
Okay. Read away, Yonghee.
Have you ever heard of Sagarmatha? How about Chomolungma? These are local names for the highest mountain in the world. Translators have been arguing for a long time about the English meanings of these local names. Some favor the brow of the sky, others suggest the goddess mother of earth, and some prefer simply the mountain so high that no bird can fly over it. English speakers have been calling the mountain Everest since 1865, when Britain's Royal Geographical Society named it after Sir George Everest, a former British surveyor of India. Some people, like Nancy Gilmore, dislike the choice of name. They also dislike the condition of the mountain. Mount Everest is covered in garbage. Thousands of people have climbed its faces since 1953, when Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay reached its peak. They have left behind over 50 tons of garbage, food wrappers, climbing gear, oxygen cylinders, and unfortunately the dead bodies of many fallen climbers litter the mountain. Nancy Gilmore has been attracting international attention to the mountain's problems. She has been writing magazine articles. She has been organizing meetings. Also, she has been working with the Nepalese government on climbing rules for Mount Everest. She believes this is the best way of protecting the mountain's future.
I think that's excellent what Nancy Gilmore has been doing, because yes, Everest is an amazing mountain in the Himalayas, and it should be preserved. It should be preserved for the future, and so what Nancy is doing is very admirable and commendable, her effort. And I think we should all join in. And it's also an interesting story of how Mount Everest came to be called Mount Everest and how it is known by the locals. So it's quite interesting. And the work of translators. So, let's do our last questions for that. Yonghee, what have translators been arguing about?
They've been arguing about the English meanings of Sagarmatha and Chomolungma.
Good pronunciation, because those are tough words. Since when have English speakers been calling the mountain Everest?
They have been calling it Everest since 1865, named after some English
Sir George Everest.
Yes.
Just to ask, what is the name of Mount Everest in Korean?
Everest-san.
Okay, so you've named it after Sir George too.
Yes, we just pronunciation into Korean style.
Do you think that's right, that it should be called Everest, or it should be given the local people's name?
It's beyond my decision-making power, yes. Professor Neil.
Okay, well, what does Nancy Gilmore dislike?
She dislikes the choice of name and the condition of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. And how many people have climbed Everest since 1953?
Thousands of people have climbed Everest since 1953.
Mm-hmm. How has Nancy Gilmore been protecting the future of Mount Everest?
She has been writing magazine articles, organizing meetings, and working with the Nepalese government on climbing rules for Mount Everest.
That's a very long answer, so I've just shortened it to she has been writing, organizing, and meeting the Nepalese government.
Very good.
Very good. We are almost at an end now, because we're at the grammar review, and our robot is feeling it is time to go outside.
I feel the same as Robert. I leaving, but I improved my English a lot while I'm doing this, Professor
Okay, well,
Neil.
we very much appreciated your help, Yonghee, and I hope the students have appreciated listening to you too, and they've been grateful for your help on self-study areas.
From now on, I have to do self-study in English as well.
And this self-study, I recommend doing it before you finish the book. And otherwise, basically, we're at an end. Though in class, we will do a little group quiz. So, Yonghee, just to finish, how long have you been studying English?
I've been studying for 3 years since the age of 3.
Okay. And how long have you been living in this city?
6 years. I was born in Busan 6 years ago.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this grammar review with Fast Track since the beginning of Fast Tracks?
I started this year, so...
Since the beginning of the year.
Since the beginning of 2021.
Ooh, what a year, what a year. Well, thank you very much. We have finished.
We have finished. The end.
Time to celebrate. Time to have a party.
This is the end.
So remember your grammar focus. Remember your present perfect progressive. Take a look at the starter one last time. And, Yonghee, what's Chinese for pineapple?
Can't really see.
Oh, what's the well, we're going anyway. All right, well, thank you very much for joining us. This has been a great time, and we look forward to seeing you in future editions of English 2, English 3, English 4.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
And one last goodbye from me, Professor Neil, and goodbye from my TA, Yonghee.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have fun.